Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Shexky, and today we're going to be doing my tier list, my grades for all of the masteries in last epoch. This is going to be specifically about how fun and how the classes are designed, in my personal opinion. I'll give you my reasonings for things and kind of just a brief overview of the classes, what I like about them, what I don't. I don't want to talk about the actual power level of the classes because with the Circle of Fortune and the trade coming, we're going to have access to like actual perfect items in the game very easily, or a lot more easily than we do now. And so that's going to change the balance. Corruption's getting changed for 1.0. They're probably going to balance a lot of different classes, a lot of skill trees, a lot of skills themselves. So everything with that is going to be changed in the future, or in the very near future. So I don't want to talk about the power level of the classes. So specifically, the experiences I've had with all the masteries in the game, up to about 300 corruption. Maybe some of them are like a little bit better, like 250 or 200 corruption, but we're relative easy gear how they feel. We're going to start with the mages and then work our way clockwise. Starting out with my absolute favorite mastery in the game, it is Spellblade. Spellblade is absolutely sick nasty. Shatter Strike's sick. Flame Reef's sick. Firebrand's super sick. Enchant weapons, like, just, I don't know, it's just a global buff. It's pretty easy. And then Surge, my favorite ability. Absolutely love Surge. You're just a glass cannon melee Sork. You can manage mana for your skills, or you could just manage the cooldown on the skills and have like super low mana costs, so you don't really have to like tech into a bunch of mana or mana recovery. Absolutely super fun. Mages also get stuff like Flame Ward, Glacier, Ice Snap, Mana Strike. There's a bunch of cool stuff on Sork already. So Spellblade, absolutely favorite spec or favorite class, my favorite mastery in the game. Moving over to Sork. Sork, unfortunately, look, Meteor. When I see her and I talk about how amazing and fun all the buttons are to press on Spellblade, Meteor is always best when you run it cast on crit, whether you're critting Mana Strike or critting Lightning Blast. Meteor just kind of feels like shit to press. It doesn't really do damage for how much mana it costs, and if you're trying to upkeep a bunch of mana for it, and it's just like, I don't know. I haven't gotten Meteor to feel really good, and I'm assuming with like Giga Endgame gear, maybe it will feel a lot better. Sork was also one of the first classes I leveled, and I haven't gone back to it enough maybe. But from everything I've seen online, from other builds that I've seen that other people have come up with, I'm just not super interested. And then Black Hole, a lot of potential, but it needs something else. I don't know. Black Hole just ends up kind of feeling a little meh to me. I might go back and revisit Sork before 1.0, but overall, not very impressed with the mastery at all. It definitely needs something, but I don't know what that something is. Also, like Black Hole, 14-second cooldown, and then like you can have a 200 mana cost, and it's like, okay, is it going to be mana cost, or is it going to be a cooldown skill? Like what's it going to be? I don't know. There's a lot going on with Sork that I just don't really like about it. And the reason why I believe Sork is so bad is because Rune Master is so good. Rune Master, look, the way Runic Invocation works is if you cast a fire, lightning, and cold spell in any combination, so 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27 different combinations. You have 27 different abilities that you can run with Runic Invocation, and there's ways that you can kind of guarantee that it's going to line up exactly what you want. Lots of cool tools. And then unlike Sorcerer, Rune Master has like a bajillion freaking uniques that you can sit there and build and kind of craft your character on. They're all super fun and interesting. And Sork has like the literal most useless staff in the game. Again, I want to build around the staff, but I can't figure it out. My brain's too slow. Literally nobody else in the game has figured out how to build around the staff either. It doesn't really matter. But Rune Master, super sick, awesome legendaries, everything about the class, super tanky, lots of ward. Expecting Rune Master to get nerfed, but it's still going to be a super fun class to play. Even if it did half the damage it did right now, it'd still really be fun. It would need more damage, but it would still be really, really fun to play because of the variety, because of how crazy your imagination can go. Absolute huge fan of Rune Master. In any ARPG, it's literally my favorite mastery that I've toyed around with in any ARPG ever. It's just actual infinite possibilities. So much fun. Moving over to the Primalist. I really enjoy all of the Primalist builds. However, Shaman has really cool uniques. But here's the thing. I'm just not a totem guy. I'm sorry. I don't want to cast totems. One day, I have a couple really cool items. I have a couple cool ideas tinkering around the brain. And I am going to level a Shaman. I just haven't done it yet. It'll probably be 2-3 weeks after 1.0 comes out. And then I'll probably level a Shaman. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to kick that can down the road as far as possible. I just don't want to be a Shaman summoner. Especially because on Beastmaster and Druid, but these are both a feels good man. Look. And again, and you would get all the same benefits with Shaman, but in the Beastmaster tree, you have so much early damage mitigation that you can get where you're just like not going to be taking any damage, and you get extra like damage mitigation to like close enemies. You're going to feel so tanky early on in the game that you're never going to have to worry about resistances. Like I'm going in through my empowered monoliths right now. I haven't even thought about resistance on either my Beastmaster or my Druid. Beastmaster, I'm going for like some like super giga cringe broken build before it gets nerfed. I'm actually trying to become the single most tanky I think a character could become in the game. Which is super broken, and then I'm gonna go some sort of pet build. Or I'm gonna go the squirrel build. There's like a super secret technique squirrel build that I'm gonna go for after I messed around with the broken build. But then on Druid, I'm going this like crazy reflect build where I'm just absolutely reflecting a crap ton of damage, and then while also being literally a tank and nothing can kill me, and then I'm just reflecting damage off my character with Spriggan form, and then some of the really cool items in the game. But all three of these masteries, tons of really cool uniques dropping. I have so many uniques for the Primalist, or for like that could be really good for Primalist, that just drop all the time, and it just feels good. There's like a ton of cool items, a ton of cool builds. They're super tanky, super early, absolute blast. And again, people who play Shaman absolutely fucking love it. It's just I can't talk on it because I'm just not a totem guy. I'm sorry. Now to get more people mad, I'm just gonna throw Humegable on Lich. I just absolutely love Necromancer so much more. I'm not going to grade Warlock either because I haven't played Warlock, so I don't really know. Lich, I've messed around with the Reaper form, and I'm like halfway through leveling, and it's fun, but I don't know, something about it just doesn't click with me. But with Necromancer, let me tell you something about Necromancer. So many cool ass builds. I have a 2 LP Aaron's Will that I'm going to build around eventually. I just haven't yet, but Summon Wraiths with the Flame Wraiths is like almost like you're playing like a tower defense, because your minions don't move and you're like bobbing, weaving around them and using your minions. Super, super, super sick. Absolutely love the Flame Wraiths build. You can also just go with like a super zoo build and have monsters running around everywhere. There's also some sacrifice builds that you can do. I haven't messed around with sacrifice yet at all. Maybe I will in the future, but Necromancer is one of my favorite classes to run. It's super good. You could push very high corruption with it because minion builds are just kind of inherently tanky because your minions are getting hit, not you. Absolutely, if you like minions as like an archetype, or like as a class or a design class to play, I haven't played minions this good in any ARPG. They are so much fucking fun. And again, no shame on Lich. Some of the best builds in the game are Lich. It's just I haven't gotten around to like really pushing Lich. And again, there's just nothing like super exciting. Reaper form super sick though. I really do like Reaper form, but I just it hasn't clicked in my mind what I want to go on Lich to make it like all come together in my brain. Moving over to again, I'm not going to talk about Warlock because I'm just going to be negative. I don't think Warlock looks very good. It looks strong. I just don't like the way it looks, honestly. But we'll have the mess with Warlock when it comes out. Moving over to Rogue, though. I really did like how Falconer looks. And that looks like a really fun ability. The Falcon looks super cool. Very excited to try it. Again, I'm basically a Rogue homer. As far as like first characters and probably most play characters, I'm usually a Rogue player in most games. Marksman, let's get out of the way. Look. Marksman would be my favorite. I would enjoy Marksman more than I enjoy Spellblade. but a lot of the skills are super bugged, and honestly, that's just always been kind of a turn off for me. I don't know. Even because like even when you're max level, it doesn't feel as bad, but you still run into all the same problems where like your arrows hit the dirt or something. I don't know what's going on. It just like doesn't register you're hitting things half the time. And it's really frustrating to play because like even if it's like not getting me killed and I could still clear the content, it's still frustrating whenever I'm trying to attack enemies and I'm not hitting. And it's like, fuck, bro. Like I just want to play the fucking game. But if they fix those problems, which they said that they're going to fix those in 1.0, it will be super fun, easy pog champion build or class in my opinion. Another problem with Marksman is it's the class I've been playing for like 5 years, so I've always had Marksman, always been playing it, so I'm just like kind of burnt out on like my arrows hitting the dirt. It's like I'm used to it, but I'm also kind of fucking burnt out. And then Blade Dancer is sick because I just really like the Rogue playstyle. Rogue is super strong. It's basically fueled by the way Shift and Smoke Bomb works, where Shift kind of like boosts or buffs your next ability that you use, so you can do like these huge crazy hits whether you're playing Hail of Arrows. I haven't messed with detonating. Oh yeah, detonating arrows like just doesn't work. I really can't wait for them to fix them so I could try the det arrow build without like wanting to do weird things to myself. But you can like set up and do like these huge combos leading into like either ultra powerful hits or stacking a bunch of bleeds. Like if you do Lethal Mirage or like Umbral Strikes, you stack a whole bunch of bleeds on the boss and then sit there and you can pop them all with Puncture. Super, just really good Rogue fantasy for the most part. But there's also a unique spear in the game for Rogue, which kind of trips me out. Like, why is there a unique spear for Rogue? When I think of Rogue, I don't think of Rogue Fantasy, but there's also just a ton of really cool items for Rogue across the board. I would have to say Rogue probably has some of the coolest items in the game, if I do say so myself as a Rogue homer. But super fun. If you like Rogue Fantasy, you're really going to like the way it plays. I would just go Blade Dancer before I went Marksman, because again, Marksman's kind of like pulling teeth right now. Falconer also looks really good. Net looks good. Everything about it looks good. Looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun. Procs on procs. So who knows what that's going to end up being. But moving over to Sentinel. Sentinel. So if I had to rate all of the masteries in order, I would say Rogue is my favorite mastery. Because again, even despite all the problems with Marksman, I still really love it. Sentinel's easily my next favorite. Now, Forge Guard, I don't know what the fuck a Forge Guard is, and I don't know what a fuck a Forge Guard does. One of the problems I've had, I've never seen any cool Forge Guard builds, and I've never gotten an item that's like, oh damn, I want to go, this makes me want to go play Forge Guard. Like even Shaman, who like, and I know I don't hear about like the whole Shaman fantasy, but like there's still cool ass items that drop for Shaman. I've never seen anything for Forge Guard. Like, where is it at? It feels like I'm playing Sork. Like, at least Sork you have items, but they just all kind of suck. But Forge Guard, it's like, yo, hello? Like, did you all forget this class exists? So maybe I'll mess around with Forge Guard in some time. If you like the idea of like animated weapon, you'll really like Forge Guard, because overall Sentinel is really strong. Sentinel is a really strong mastery. A lot of really good skills that you could share between classes. So like something like Volatile Reversal is really strong. Holy Art, or no, you get Sigils. You get Sigils of Hope on it. You know, any of them is super strong. I've never used Shield Throw or Manifest Armor, to be honest. I just pretend Forge Guard doesn't exist. But we get to Void Knight and Paladin, and they're super strong. The one thing I will say is, like, if you want to be like a Berserker or a Barbarian, like your Cyclone or your Spin to Win is in the Sentinel tree, which is sick for Void Knight. I kind of don't like going Paladin for Spin to Win. I think it kind of breaks class fantasy for me. But if it was in like the Druid tree or the Primalist tree, it would be the most actual disgustingly broken thing ever. But neither here nor there. Super fun to play. Lots of cool things that you could do. You got like your typical, your shield bash. Oh, you got hammer throw. Hammer throw is one ability here too, because I know people like the whole Shakaden thing. Lots of cool stuff you can do with Paladin. Void Knight, Oh wait, is Void Knight my favorite mastery in the game? Void Knight's so fucking cool, man. Void Knight fucking rocks, bro. Number one, spin to win with Void Knight. You echo your skills on Void Knight, and it's super sick. So, like, even if you're like a racing strike, your racing strike can go off twice, which is like fucking huge. You got Auto Bomb with Devouring Orb. Anomaly, super strong. Anomaly is going to be, if like group play becomes like a popular thing, you are going to want a VK for Anomaly because the buffs are actually massively strong if you're like a melee and going to be in there with him, or in near where the VK is. Absolutely super strong. Racing Strike, super sick. But again, I go the Echo Warpath, and man, it's absolutely fucking cranking. Love Void Knight so much. And just an overall recap. Outside of Sork, and again, I know some Sork players really like Sork and they say that Sork is really good if you like get all the gear for them. But I just don't see it. I haven't seen even like any of like the super popular guide makers. I haven't seen anything from Sork that's like, holy shit, that's fucking cool, you know? But every other mastery in the game, super well done. Again, I know who Megalol Lich, but like if you like Lich, you're gonna love it. If you like Shaman, you're gonna love it. If you like Forge Guard, nobody likes Forge Guard. All right, let's be honest. But everything in the game, other than the problems I have with Sork, where everything just kind of feels super janky and your abilities do nothing, and Marksman, who's literally just bugged, who would be like actual PogChamp level if Marksman wasn't bugged. Everything in the game is super, super fun to play and super well designed early on. There again, there's little things you can nitpick about them that are kind of annoying or might annoy you, but overall, tons of cool variety and things that you can do. And if they continue to just get their balance right and kind of figure out how they want corruption to work, you're gonna have a lot of fun playing anything in the game. And then the other huge thing is just keep the uniques coming for Forge Guard and Sorcerer, please. That would make things feel a lot better. But probably the best part of the game is that you find cool items. And I'll do a whole review of Last Epoch, but you find cool items and then they make you want to go play something else. And then you're like, oh, this is sick too. And it just kind of keeps you in the gameplay loop that like any cool unique can drop on the ground that makes you go play something. And then that thing's also super fucking cool. But yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions on all of the masteries in Last Epoch. If you disagree, well, you're wrong, of course. But let me know. Let me know how you feel down below. Obviously, I'm joking, but let me know how you feel about the different masteries down below. And until next time. Oh, and again, and just to reiterate, I only dislike Sork in the game. Again, Lich looks really cool, and Forge Guard has to be cool because it's in the Sentinel. Sentinel is really cool. But sorry, Sork players, your mastery fucking blows in my opinion. But anyways, peace.